When starting a career as a commercial composer, a catch-22 arises. How can I demonstrate my musical skills and prove myself valuable to potential clients if I haven't scored any commercials yet and don't have any on the air? That is, how do I get that first job? Well, what I recommend you do is create a video reel, or at least a mock-up video reel. Every serious composer and music house in the industry has their own video reel. Nowadays, this video reel typically is formatted to a DVD or simply featured on the company's websites. The video reel should be a selection of your best work. Potential clients will watch your video reel to see what commercials you've scored. From this, they'll be able to sense the quality of your work and hopefully your versatility. Think of walking down a street and passing by a shoe store, for example, and seeing the display of shoes in the window. As a potential customer, you get a sense of the store's selection, which hopefully entices you to come in and shop. Your video reel, in much the same way, shows clients your product and the range or selection of genres you produce and excel in. One way to get started, and something I did when I hadn't gotten my first job yet, is to take a pre-existing commercial, one that's on the air, and replace the music with your own music track. At the very least, you'll be able to show off your musical skills as well as your musical problem-solving abilities. Mute the audio from the spot and create your own track for it. Demonstrate what you would have done for the spot had the job been awarded to you. But don't simply redo or copy the existing music on the commercial. You have to make sure to avoid copyright infringement issues and create something original. Anyways, you want to show your unique way of approaching a score. Commercial music houses want to know that you have your own style and your own approach to composing. The good news is that there are often multiple ways to score a spot, so as long as your track seems stylistically appropriate for the commercial, it should have validity. If you do use this method, you should make it obvious to potential clients that you've scored this for demo purposes only. A client will really frown down upon you if they feel you're trying to trick them into believing you actually composed the music on the spot that aired. My advice would be to start out with 3 to 5 score mock-ups, preferably showing versatility in terms of style and technique. For example, a sports spot, a beauty spot, and a comedy spot should bring forth 3 distinct musical approaches. Now, after you get a handful of spots together, you'll want to think about sequencing them on your reel in a way that makes an effective presentation. In general, reels are put together in 2 different ways. Number 1, as a montage, that is, the viewer watches a pre-sequenced series of spots in one continuous presentation. Some music companies include a short animation with their logo and company name as an intro and outro, along with their contact information, email, and website. In method number 2, the video reel is presented as a series of separate and distinct movie clips that can be chosen and watched individually by the viewer. So you put the control in the viewer's hands here, which is easily doable with the DVD or website. Of course, there are no hard rules about how to present your work. Rather, use these as starting points. You should be as creative in your presentation as you think will be effective. I highly recommend searching out other music houses on the internet and seeing how they present themselves and their work. So, what are some of the benefits of each of the 2 methods I described? Well, with the montage method, you have the ability to control the order and the flow of your reel, and therefore, how it gets viewed. For example, maybe you want to begin your reel with a rock track because that's your strong suit. You want to make a powerful impact immediately, grab the viewer's attention with something driving and high energy, and make it obvious that you excel at rock music. You can then sequence the rest of your reel in ebbs and flows of various dynamics, moods, and genres. With the second method, using separate and distinct movie clips, you give the viewer the flexibility to decide which spot to view at which time. This method is more interactive and can make it easier for the client to determine if you're the right composer for the job. If the potential client is only interested in seeing your work scoring car commercials, for example, he or she can go directly to one of your car spots. Or maybe they have a job in for a new medication and just want to see if you have any experience scoring pharmaceutical spots. It gives clients confidence knowing that you already have experience working in a particular genre. The ability to see and hear it on your reel gives them an indication of the quality of product you're likely to deliver. I often find that clients will specifically ask me to create a track similar to something that's already on my video reel. The method that you use to showcase your product is really an individual and aesthetic choice. As an artist and business person, you should assess what you believe to be your strengths and weaknesses, and then determine how to present yourself. Ask yourself, how do you want to be perceived? Determine these things first and let them inform the way you put together your video reel.